Hey, it's FBA with Jay. A fun fact, did you know that New York City now allows landlords to install cameras inside your apartment? You can see the picture up there. It's true. I was currently living in the Bronx, and I'm told as long as it's in the lease, and a lot of times these landlords, they would give you a lease with 50 damn pages, and assumingly you would never think that would be in the lease. You just go over no washing machines, no dogs, the things that normally you would see in a lease, and sign. And because at this time, see, this landlord was smart. He had me sign on 3 different leases, because initially when I signed the first lease, my worker, she caught something on the lease. She was like, no, you can't add heat, hot water, garbage pickup, and all that shit like that on the lease. So we did the lease again. But at that time, she had gone on vacation. When I signed the lease, I was supposed to get my keys. The realtor as well as the landlord, I had to chase them down for like 5 days. And after 5 days, I was like, forget it. Although I signed that lease, it's dated a certain date. I'm not going to move in because I haven't moved in within that 5-6 days. So I'm not going to move in 6 days after and then still required to pay the rent on the first. I had to end up turning around, signing another lease. When I signed another lease, I think I had to turn around and sign another lease. So that was 3 leases. Within that 3 leases, I'm not sure when they put the cameras in, on that lease, or added that to the lease. When I did sign the lease, they still end up putting the heat, hot water, all kind of nonsense in the lease again, unbeknownst to myself and the landlord. And the caseworker signed the lease or whatever. When I signed the lease, I think it took me almost, I'm going to tell you the truth, almost like a month and a half to notice the camera, because the camera was actually in the laundry room and they had to boil and those things like that in it. And my son kept telling me, Ma, when my son and my brother was moving me in, they was like, I think that's a camera. I'm telling him, no, it's not a camera. I think that's when like the alarm when the boiler goes off. You know how like in school you get that alarm like telling you to leave. So I'm thinking it's an emergency alarm to let you know that when the boiler is getting ready to erupt, or if any gas leak or whatever. So I'm telling him that I think it's dead because it's in the boiler room. Lo and behold, I think like a month and a half after, I was wrapped in my towel going to put something in the laundry room, and I seen a flash like somebody taking a picture. I jumped back and screamed, and I told my son, like, come here for a minute. I said, I think that thing took a picture of me. He's like, nah, you bugging. Ma, you bugging. He took something and covered it up, like, covered what we was now knowing as a camera. Covered the thing up, put it in, and then I went and then put my stuff in dirty clothes. Then I get a text from the landlord. Jackie, what are you doing? I can't see. Why you covered the camera? From there, it was like, it was on. Caught the police. They're stating, no, Miss Denham can't do anything about it because you put it in the lease, and this is something that they can do now. Like the landlord could put anything in the lease. And I'm saying, is it legal? Because I know in the Airbnb you can't have a camera. They're telling me, oh no, if he wants to put one in the living room, being that you signed that it's okay for cameras in your apartment, he could do whatever he wants to this apartment. And then plus he owns the apartment. Now I'm looking at this old fuck boy, like come on now. It's, clearly you don't know the law, because, some of these cops, they just be spitting out every fucking thing. He looked like he was 12. Yeah, so I was like, whatever. Then I called his captain. He's telling me, well, you signed the lease. He can actually put anything he wants in the apartment. Then I end up, who else I spoke to? I spoke to several lawyers. Oh, yeah, if you signed the lease and stuff. So this is what I'm letting you guys know, that I even asked my lawyer. She's telling me she's still trying to figure that out. She's not sure. So my question to any lawyer that's in New York City, and this question is for Eric Adams, because I know he has, he can speak to lawyers and he knows what is what. Because this landlord has several cameras in several people's apartments. He's like a freak boy. You could tell he'd never had a fucking girlfriend. The bad part about it is that We moved into this apartment. My daughter's already recovering from being raped. You know what I mean? I've been through my own situation. And who want a fuck boy looking at you anyway? Like, come on now. Watching your family. I was a foster parent for over 20-something years. I had to shut down being a foster parent because I don't know if this man has some fetish for fucking kids. Like, come on. You watching everything that we do. And the most painful thing is listening to our conversation. You was privy to when my daughter died. My sister died. You was privy to when my sister-in-law died. You was privy to when my best friend died. You hearing my family grieve. So, this is something that New York is allowing now. This is what I'm told, that New York, when you come here, and I'm asking anybody, when you are telling anybody, when you think about moving to New York and stuff, make sure that you think twice, because it's like New York is falling apart. They're allowing anything goes. And any foreigner can come up here and you could set your own rules. And my thing is, to this guy, you couldn't do it in India. They have rules there. So you get people that's down on their luck, you know what I mean? And then you extort this. I can imagine what kind of footage he has. And then it's believed that his brother, because and the thing is, he lived with 3 men. Imagine that. So my question to Mayor Eric Adams, you should have the say-so of all of this. Is it allowed that landlords in New York City can install cameras? They're telling me it's yes. I'm showing you the picture of the camera. I dealt with this for a year, even with HR. I have a lawsuit against HR because this is a violation for my right. I requested to move because who wants to be monitored all day? It was almost like my family was in prison. This is my granddaughter making the noise. Yeah, so, it was like my family being in prison. Every conversation, we had to step outside like we never lived comfortably. Nice apartment, nice and big, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. But at the same token, you was watched at all times. You couldn't even have a decent conversation. Anytime my family had an argument, he knew exactly what we was arguing about. He watched. The worst thing of it all, because of the camera, when we would leave the apartment, he would enter our apartment. How I know this man wasn't spitting in my milk or pissing in my juice? And this is something I had to go to court. I won the court case as far as like moving out early and those things like that. But I'm saying almost a year and a half that we were in that apartment, we was being monitored. So the question to Eric Adams, anyone, if they get in touch with Eric Adams, ask him the question, is it in fact allowed that landlord can install cameras in clients' apartments? I'm told it's a law now. Can you clarify that? And again, it's FBA with J. Let me get off this because of my daughter. So I'm going to have another follow-up as well. So again, it's FBA with J. Thank you.